It was upon a night of waning moonlight that a girl, Eliza, of tender years and curious spirit, wandered beyond the borders of her village. The air was chill, and the trees, gnarled and ancient, seemed to whisper secrets in tongues older than mankind. She had heard tales, half warnings, half superstitions, of a voice that rose from the cavernous hills, a voice so beautiful that even the most hardened sinner would weep to hear it. Yet the villagers spoke of its source with dread, for they claimed it belonged not to a man nor angel, but to a creature of unspeakable form. Drawn by both fear and fascination, Eliza pressed onward until the path gave way to stone. There, in the hollow of a cavern, she heard it, a song that shimmered like starlight, a melody that seemed to pour from the very vault of heaven. It was not merely music, it was revelation, a sound that stirred the marrow and bent the soul toward awe. She trembled, for though the voice was divine, the figure that produced it was not. From the shadows emerged a being whose visage defied the laws of nature. His frame was twisted, his countenance grotesque, his eyes pools of abyssal black, limbs too long, a mouth too wide, a body that bore the marks of some forgotten curse. Yet when he sang, the horror of his form was eclipsed by the majesty of his voice. It was as though the cosmos itself had chosen this abomination as its vessel, granting him a gift that mocked the frailty of human beauty. Eliza did not flee. She stood transfixed, her heart torn between terror and reverence. The monster regarded her with a gaze that was neither cruel nor kind, but ancient, as though he had seen countless generations recoil from him. "You hear it," he said, his voice low and not singing, yet still resonant with strange power. "You love it, and they love it too, yet despise me." Indeed, the villagers despised him. They hurled stones when he approached, spat upon the ground where he walked, and whispered prayers to ward off his presence. Yet when his song carried across the valley, they fell to their knees, proclaiming it a hymn from the heavens. They built shrines to the sound, not to the singer, and spoke of angels while the monster lingered in solitude. They adored the gift. Eliza, unlike the others, felt pity. She saw in him not merely a beast, but a soul imprisoned in a flesh that betrayed him. "Why do you sing for them?" she asked, "when they hate you so?" The creature's smile was a grim shadow. "Because the song is not mine to keep. It flows through me, as the river flows through stone. I am cursed to bear it, and they are cursed to love it. Such is the irony of the gods." For many nights thereafter, Eliza returned to the cabin. She listened, entranced, as the monster sang. She alone dared to speak with him, to treat him not as a horror but as a being. Yet the villagers grew suspicious of her absences. Whispers spread, and soon they followed her trail. When they beheld the monster, their rage was unbounded. They cried that she had consorted with evil, that she had betrayed the sanctity of their worship. Torches were raised, curses shouted, and that cavern filled with a stench of fear. But the monster did not flee. He continued to sing. His voice rose above their hatred, a sound so pure that even the flames seemed to falter. The villagers, though they despised him, fell silent, overcome by the very beauty they claimed was divine. They knelt, trembling, and called it the voice of heaven. Yet when the song ended, their eyes returned to the creature and their loathing rekindled. They would not forgive the vessel. Eliza remained, alone, haunted by the paradox she had witnessed, that a monster may bear the voice of the divine, and that humanity in its blindness may worship the gift, while damning the giver. Yet the tale did not end in silence, for in the weeks that followed, the villagers spoke no more of the cavern, nor the voice that had once enthralled them. The shrines they had built for them fell into disuse. Their prayers grew hushed, and when asked, they claimed the song had simply ceased. Some whispered that the heavens had reclaimed their messenger. Others muttered that evil had been purged. None spoke of Eliza. Travelers who passed through the valley told of a night when torches burned bright against the hills, and cries echoed like the baying of hounds. They swore the song rose one final time, louder than ever before, until it was cut short, as though strangled mid-note. Afterward the cavern was said to be empty, its stones blackened, its air heavy with a silence that felt alive. Whether the villagers destroyed the monster, or whether the voice itself consumed both singer and listener, none could say. Only the absence remained, a void where heaven's hymn once dwelt, and in that void, Eliza's name was never spoken again. Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed this little story written by me. I'm going to try and hopefully get one out once a week. Just something to fall asleep to, or maybe just something to pique your interest. I enjoy writing very much, and I hope if there's any critiques you can give me, you'll leave them in the comments, or maybe if you really like the story, you'll, share your opinion about it in the comments too. I won't ask you to like or subscribe, it's completely up to you whether you want to do that. But yeah, if you enjoy this story, then please stay tuned next week, and well, I'll either read a story requested to me or write another one myself. Thank you. And also forgive my narration, it's my first time. I have a bit of a stammer when it comes to these kind of things, but hope it wasn't too noticeable. Thank you.